Half a decade later, Haiti is still struggling to rebuild as hundreds of thousands of victims remain homeless. The 7.0 magnitude quake on January 12th of 2010 lasted only a few seconds, but killed nearly 300,000 people and left more than 1.5 million without homes. Reconstruction, though, has been slow, with tent camps housing more than 500,000 people in the Haitian capital of Port-au-Prince. Joining us now to talk about the state of Haiti 5 years later is Pierre. He's the former director of the Center for Community and Ethnic Media at the City University of New York and the founder of the Haitian Times newspaper. Welcome, Gary. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure, Francesca. Thanks for having me.
Well, 5 years later, is Haiti any better off, do you think, than it was before the disaster, or is it in some ways worse?
Well, in many ways it's worse, and the problem that's confronting the country right now is a real political deadlock. In fact, even today, I was driving about, there were protests all over the streets, and frankly, I'm not sure what they're protesting about. President Martelly, he's made his share of political mistakes, but finally he conceded. He appointed a new prime minister, and still people are not satisfied. They are calling for his departure, and really that's not even part of the game anymore. I mean, this whole idea that the population doesn't like the president just because they don't like the president, then the president has to leave. That was the old game, and they're still playing that game. And I think that's a bigger problem, because the problem there is that you need an administration, a government in place to sign contracts, to honor all kinds of contracts that the country needs to function. So therefore, a lot of the reconstruction that needs to be done, well, you don't have a government in place to sign these things. And so I think Haiti is going to a really rough patch right now, and it's really unfortunate.
We should mention, Gary, that you are in Haiti right now doing research for your upcoming book. About 85,000 people are still stuck, though, under plastic tents in displacement camps. Why is that 5 years later?
Well, it's just, the dysfunction of the government, frankly. It's been a really slow moving. And to be fair, you expect a certain amount of, slowness, things like that, displacement like that. They're not resolved quickly. But like you said, 5 years later, there should have been more done. These people should have been in some kind of temporary housing, not under really a top. When it rains, it's really miserable for these people. And I think the international community has to really pressure the government. We got to deal with this. This is inhumane conditions that these people have been living under for 5 years, and enough already.
Yeah, no sanitation in some of those camps. We know that the earthquake and the subsequent cholera epidemic brought in by the UN troops there prompted a huge outpouring of humanitarian aid, nearly $10 billion in the first 3 years after the quake. Where did all that money go?
Well, the problem with all that money is that Haiti doesn't have the infrastructure to absorb the money. So a lot of the money is wasted, frankly. And it's a tragedy. It's a double tragedy. Because, they just don't have the infrastructure in place to make sure the money is spent the way it's supposed to. That's a $10 million question, I suppose. Where did the money go? And it's very difficult to get an answer because it's really complicated. It's not just one place you can go and see and trace the money. I suppose if I was a forensic accountant, I could find it, but unfortunately, as a journalist, I don't have those skills. But it is really a problem, because as far as your viewers are concerned, the world responded quite well, and so Haiti should have been at least, on a very decent footing. And it's still struggling, and it's frustrating for everyone.
Well, you mentioned that Haitian President Michel Martelly is essentially now ruling by decree, and Haiti still suffers from corruption, shoddy infrastructure, like you talked about, and political instability. Elections are supposed to be scheduled soon. When can we expect things to change for the better, and how?
Well, hopefully the elections will be held, and this time, it'll be a truly democratic elections. Francesca, in the last 3 elections in Haiti, frankly, there have been a selection. Even Martelly, his elections, a lot of analysts in Haiti, and I was there covering it. It was really amazing, because I don't think, 1/3 of the population voted for him, if that many. And so there's been a lack of leadership. People are really sick and tired of the status quo or the political players. And so that's why you had someone like Martelly kind of really surprise everyone and was elected. But without any platform, and without any sense of what is the game plan And so people are really hesitant on mobilizing around a leader that they're not really sure about their motives and their ability to really lead the country. And so
we're going to have to see what happens with those elections when they do come up.
Yes.
We're going to have to leave it there. Gary Pierre, the founder of the Haitian Times, joining us from Haiti right now. Thanks so much for joining us on Arise News Weekend.
My pleasure, Francesca.